Modern maps of Myanmar present northern Shan State as a single, uniform administrative bloc. On paper, the boundaries look permanent and undisputed. But beneath those contemporary lines lie invisible borders, the historical Kutkai and Kodang Kachin substates. These territories operated as organized sovereign bodies, governed by established leaders and clearly defined administrative borders that were recognized by both regional and international powers. This administrative reality was severed on March 2, 1962. At 3 a.m., General Ne Win launched a military coup, seizing control of the central government. The junta targeted the bureaucratic infrastructure of the region, scrubbing these names from the map and effectively deleting them from the national political record. For the Kachin people today, proving their right to this land requires unearthing these administrative roots to show how their ancestors secured this territory centuries ago. The Kachin began establishing their presence in the Sinli and Kodang Mountains between the 1300s and 1500s. They moved into a complex social landscape, navigating a mix of conflict and diplomacy with the groups already there, the La, the Shan, and the Palang. Tensions reached a breaking point when 3 Kachin leaders were murdered. In response, a female commander named Pa Nang rallied 28 elders and a coalition of chiefs to lead a unified military campaign. Pa Nang's victory forced a permanent peace treaty. The terms established new boundaries, securing Kachin settlements alongside the Palang and ending the cycle of displacement. Pa Nang's campaign and the resulting treaty created a deliberate, hard-won integration that would define the region's demographics for the next 5 centuries. By the 19th century, the Kachin faced a new threat, the British Empire. While some neighboring leaders yielded to colonial rule, the Kachin fought a multi-year guerrilla war to defend their mountain autonomy. The pressure intensified during the Second World War. When the Japanese Imperial Army invaded in 1941, the Kachin became targets of systemic violence due to their perceived loyalty to the West. Local leaders responded by forming the Kachin Rangers. They leveraged their knowledge of the high-altitude terrain to become the primary liberation force for the Northern Hills, stalling the Japanese occupation for years. By 1945, the Rangers had successfully cleared their ancestral lands, a victory they commemorated with a massive Manao festival in the town of Kutkai. By the end of the war, the Kachin had transitioned from a mountain resistance into a primary regional ally, earning a seat at the post-war negotiating table. Kachin leaders leveraged their wartime service to demand formal political recognition. They negotiated directly with the British and the Shan chiefs to secure legal status for their substates. This cross-section shows the legal mechanism they used to settle territorial disputes. They drew the boundaries based on elevation. The agreement was codified in a simple rule. The mountains where the forest burns belong to the Kachin. The shallow plains belong to the Shan. This logic formed the foundation of the Kodang Kachin substate in 1945 and the Kutkai Kachin substate in 1947. These substates were not just tribal homelands. They were legally recognized geopolitical entities established through regional and international treaties. Following the 1962 coup, the military junta actively worked to collapse this legal framework. They stopped the teaching of this history and removed the substates from national discourse. The goal was to invalidate Kachin territorial claims by erasing the evidence of the treaties that created them. Without the memory of these agreements, modern foreign entities can easily occupy this land, unaware of the legal and historical protections that were once in place. While the physical administrative offices of Kutkai and Kodang were destroyed, the centuries of migration, military defense, and signed treaties cannot be undone. For the Kachin, remembering these substates is the essential legal and historical baseline for any future claim to this land.